Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Tway here, and this will be a video on a idea that we came up with on the stream yesterday, and I've been thinking about it, how it could take shape and how it would benefit everybody on the whole server, how it would benefit the newer players, the veteran players, just about anybody. And believe me when I say this, it will drastically change the game, but I believe it would be for the better. Now, I got myself some context within Vespa that I can put this idea to. Whether it will help, whether it will change the game, whether they will actually implement it, I don't know. But I'd like to put this onto the community first to check what you guys think. And maybe you agree, maybe you do not. So maybe we can then let the people talk. If there are very good reactions to it, I will put this up to GM Luna and see if whether he likes it and see if there's a way to implement this whole idea. So let's get it started. So the idea is very simple. What if you have a certain character maxed out, unique weapons, unique treasures, and you find out that the idea that you have, that it's not working the way you wanted? Now, does that mean that all of the resources that you put into it, time, effort, unique weapons, unique treasures, soul weapons, that all of that has gone to waste? Right now it does. It does. There's no way to shift your current resources to something else. That is a problem for many reasons. So the suggestion is very simple. What if you could change with a certain currency, and I would say it's just rubies, and a certain currency added to that? I'll get to that a little bit later. What if you could change your weapons, your unique treasures to another character with a restriction, so nobody can just change up everything on a daily basis, right? That would allow people for more playability. Now, let's go over first how this would help the newer players. For starters, now you get a Urzi character straight away. Now, I believe that Urzi is one of the biggest early game characters because she has a huge AoE stack ability with high kill ability as well. So that means going through chapter 9 would be a breeze. Honestly, if I was speedrunner right now, I would probably clear it under like 11 hours. It would probably be better than the Zephyr that I made. But would you fully invest into Urzi? No. No, it would make absolutely no sense because she is not good in challenge, she's not good in lab, and basically she's not a generalist type. She's good in certain type of areas. Now, what would you be able to do next? Now, what if I can change, let's say I start off with a 0-star Curzi or a, let's say, 0-star Urzi at that point. And what if I could change that to a generalist type like Chase? What if I make that Urzi up to a 3-star and then say, oh, what if I could change this to a Chase where I can generally do better at Tower of Challenge, for instance? Then it would enhance my progression by a lot by making sure that my investments are good. Now, another reason why this is good, as a newer player, most people actually don't know what they're doing. And I was the same, right? But going over like multiple guides and stuff, I will know how things are working out. I know which characters are good. I know which characters I should be investing in. But still to this day, there are so many people that are having questions. So the thing is, right now as a newer player, there is a less room to fuck up. There's less room to make a mistake, put an investment into a character where you think like, oh my god, this one looks fantastic, this is my favorite character. Knowing that onto progression, you are going to hit a wall and you're gonna hit it hard. And if you hit that wall, guess what? Maybe a lot of people will tend quitting because guess what? If you are either unlucky or don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to beat these walls, then you are hitting a point where you get frustrated to a max. Because right now you can only stack progression and not shift progression left and right. So as for a veteran player, same thing happens. I got a Celine on A2 plus 19. What if at some point I decide like, yo, I'm not gonna be playing my Celine anymore. There will be a new character out that does the same stuff that she does or even better, or I just don't feel like Eclipse is worth it anymore because that's the only reason why I made it. Then I put down, let's say $1,000 if I go the pay to win route, like $1,000 of investment. Or let's say I put in like a half a year or even a year's worth of progression and I put that into the trash can right now. Like, yeah, you can grind it and you can get like probably not even 10% of the resources out of that. That is not good. And the reason why it's not good, this way, the current way makes it so that everybody is playing the same shit. Everybody's playing the same shit because nobody is willing to take a risk to invest, aside from a few people, to invest into a character that they really love, not knowing whether it works or not, whether it will be able to beat people or not, whether you will be able to compete or not. With a roster of over almost 90 characters, I can assure you that 50% is not even being played due to this one reason, that people are now willing to take a risk where they don't know whether the reward is going to be worth it or not. This way, with the new with this method, it will allow people to say, I'm going to try this character out. It is my favorite character. I'm not quite sure. But even if it is not going to be good, I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to try something out. And this way, there's a lot of theory crafting that you can do, a lot of shifting that you can do between gears. Now, let's put this into perspective on how this would help Vespa. Now, I would believe that if we would implement this, the currency would be rubies and another thing stacked on top of it, right? Because rubies can be bought very easy. And this way, the whales can just say like, oh, I can just shift everything and then pile everything together, get a roster of 6 characters, do League of Honors with maxed out characters. Guess what? That's already happening because these people are paying top dollar into this game and doing all that sort of stuff, right? So that's already happening. But what if you put another currency into that? Let's say you put stamina with that. Let's say we use the gold bars that we currently use for Repositorium and that you'd have to feed into the rubies to switch like a 5-star Chase to a 5-star Theo, right? That would make a lot of sense. Now, to put more restrictions onto that, is the higher star your item is, the more rubies it will cost. Now, I would not mind paying 20k rubies to change my Celine up, like my total Celine up, to my Bernheim, just to try them out for a day. 20k rubies, right? So in this manner for Vespa, it allows people to spend more, which is very, very interesting. Now, I'm devising it in another manner where it becomes a little bit more restricted. Let's say you have a warrior unique weapon of sorts, and you want to change that up to another class. Now that means you have to downgrade 1 star, so from 5-star to 4, from 4-star to 3, to make it an item for a different class. Which also means that you get a random unique weapon. You cannot change that one unless you get that one to a 1-star. And this way it takes about 5k rubies to get a 0-star to another 0-star. At that point, I believe it is limited to everybody, but in a sense where people still have the option, where it is still rewarding to try things out. And that is a way where I would believe that this whole idea could be implemented. And I'm super curious what you guys think. I'm super curious what you guys think. This sparked like a huge discussion within my stream. So I was like, yo, we're onto something. We're onto something major, because this allows for people to play around and not just go by one single method, one single meta where you say like, oh no, Syria is the best for World Boss 3, finding out that Bernheim onto A2 is disgusting, for instance, because I look at his gear such and such, but currently I'm not investing into my Bernheim because I am not sure whether the reward is going to be worth it. Would I like to check it? Is my curiosity high enough? Apparently not, because otherwise I would have already done it. But the amount of investment that I need to put into it may not be worth it. Which is a shame. Bernie is a beautiful character to play. As well as there are people who saw my videos on my Bernheim, see all that damage onto World Boss 3 and think, I want to main this dude. And I talk to Cars a lot, which is one of the friends that I got within this game, which actually used this method. He saw my video onto Bernheim. He managed to get this dude onto 5-star, his very first 5-star. And then he saw how little Bernheim would be of use in the rest of the content. So he sort of made a mistake in terms of overall progression. He could have gotten further if he would have gone for Syria, for instance. Now, I don't want things like that to happen. I would like for people to have a certain type of freedom to mess around and make mistakes. So once again, guys, put something into the comments if you like this idea, or if we should change this altogether, or if there's something lacking, if there is a flaw, if there are enough people that would like this idea. If we get over, let's say, 50 likes, that to me seems like a doable on my channel at least. If we get over 50 likes, I would like to address this whole idea over to GM Luna, a contact that I have with Invespa for being a C-rater. And I'm not sure if they are willing to implement this, because it has a very big impact on their gameplay and the way people are perceiving their current gameplay and the playability. But I'd like for you guys to discuss this so it has more power, so it can actually happen at some point. So, long talk. Hope you guys enjoyed this for now, but this is Twebby. Peace!